Okay, guys pay cash if they're married, if they're going on a date. Okay, guys, whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on a second. Let's think this through. Yeah, there's maybe some guys out there that they're going on a date, they're doing the creepy behind their wife's back, okay? And they're paying cash because they don't want to be located. But if they're paying cash, that means that the wife is actually checking the bank account, right? So either way, it raises questions. Or, think of it this way, isn't it probably more suspicious if he's paying cash anyway? So even if he spends €100 on a date, but the fact that he took out cash, isn't that more suspicious than a date itself? Who pays cash anymore?
Peter.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Live podcast recording. We are doing it right in front of a TikTok live as well, guys. We're going to try and get a bit of feedback here today because it's very interesting. Dating stats at the moment, they're all over the place, man. Like, if anybody's following me here, you know that I'm doing the social media. I'm checking out what are the pros and cons of the dating right now. Is anybody getting any dates right now? Is anybody getting any relationship right now? What's going on in the dating world? Is remote working screwing things up? Because it seems to me the more people I speak to, and hi everybody, by the way, watching on TikTok, seems to be the more people I speak to, remote working is killing a lot of people. And the more people I know who are doing remote working, they have this sort of lazy-ish attitude now. We're going to be asking people on TikTok here as well, guys. So hi everybody on TikTok. And just to keep you up to date, we're wondering what's going on in the dating world right now. The more people I speak to, remote working is screwing up a lot of people. And it's making people lazy. I mean, Lord knows I had a bit of it in coronavirus. Now, that's a year and a half ago, but I got lazy. I could feel it. Now, I certainly didn't go dating because I had my mother who was living close to me. Obviously, my father as well, and my family. So I didn't want to be going out dating. I was just too fucking paranoid at the start of coronavirus. Even in year 2 of it, I got lazy then. So it wasn't even, I was paranoid at that stage. I was just fucking lazy. So I know people are wondering, well, what the hell are you talking about coronavirus still? But actually, the fucking fact is this. People are still in remote working here. And I think people need to get back to the fucking offices, right? I mean, are people trying to get back to the office? I know there's some people out there that they're working a couple of days from home now, then they go back into the office for a few days. Anybody on TikTok here, certainly I'd like your opinion. And because I think it's screwing a lot of people up. For instance, I know this one girl, she's a real social butterfly now, right? Loves socializing with people, and she came back to the office, and I had a chat with her outside one day, and I said, so like, you love being around people. What is the scenario here? Do you think that remote working is screwing things up? Like, did you enjoy remote working? She says, no, I'm glad to be back. She said, it was funny though, when I was in remote working, I loved it. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. But then, the moment she got back to the office, she went, oh my God, what the hell have I been doing? What the hell? I should have been back ages ago. And she realized then it was only the fact that when she got back to the office that it was then something that, wow, how the hell did I miss this? So maybe it's kind of that sort of, you don't know any better when you're in remote. You know, and I think, and in fairness, I think a lot of people do get that lazy feeling. Why wouldn't you? Sitting around in your tracksuit every day, sweatpants every day. It's hard, man. It's hard. I'd like to see what people think on TikTok as well who are following me. Do you think remote working is screwing things up for the dating world? Or not? Or it's a bit of both? What do you think? I mean, I know another girl that we called over to her house there recently. She's a friend of my friend. And she was having a meltdown. Now, I mean, I'm only going back, guys, 2 weeks ago. This is August 2023, okay? So, like, I even asked her, I said, do you feel that you've even left coronavirus? And she says, in many ways, I haven't, because I'm still at home. She goes into the office 2 days a week, which she likes to get out of the house. But she's got the kids around the house. So obviously it's tough. Now she's got used to it. Of course, there's some pros of the remote working, but she's not enjoying it here. I mean, really, at the end of the day, you can tell there's a wind-up feeling. Even when she was talking to us, she had this... She was venting, in a way. You know, you could feel the stress from her. And then eventually, she went, oh, I feel a lot better now. And she needed to get out of the house, but it was a relief to her because we actually called over to the house to her. So it was definitely a weird one. So guys, if you're listening on TikTok, how's it going, everybody? Remote working. Are you remote working at the moment yourselves? Do you like it? Do you not? Is there pros? Is there cons? Is there both? Do you think remote working is affecting the dating world? And it's funny as well, talking about remote working, things like that. I was doing a lot of social media posts yesterday, and I'd like to know people's opinion on this. And I want to reassure some ladies out here, okay? There was a video I posted yesterday about a man who actually went on a first date with a lady. And he ended up paying cash. Now, they were having a great date, having a great fun. Apparently, she was loving the thing. He's apparently a funny guy, and she was laughing away, and he felt the chemistry. He took out cash to pay for the first few drinks in a first bar. And their plan was go to the second bar just down the road. Right? So the date was going to continue. Takes out cash. She looks at him. She's like, oh, so you're paying cash, huh? So you're keeping an eye on your money, is it? And he's like, well, no, actually, I just had money lying around, so I said, I'd use this, why not? And she looked at him in disgust, and she left the date. Now, unless the person's lying to me about this story, they emailed me about this story, they told me about it, and I went, Jesus Christ. It sounds far-fetched, but then somebody brought up this interesting point, that married men pay cash. I went, wow, come on now. I mean, look, I'm a guy. I know guys. I don't know every guy, and I can't speak for every man, of course, out there. Ladies, I will try and reassure you here. Not every man that pays cash is married. Okay? He's not cheating on a wife at home or a boyfriend. Okay? He's not. Just as I'm sure a woman, if they had some cash lying around, they're not cheating either. And, like, I can see where women are going, and I can see why, obviously, the married man does this. But if the married man has cash, right? Like, let's try and think this through. If the married man has cash lying around, he obviously is taking out cash out of his ATM because his wife would check the account. All right? Let's just assume that, okay? Well, why else? Why else, right? If she's not checking the bank account, well, he can do whatever he fucking wants. He can pay with card or take out cash because there's no trace, because she's not checking. So, if she is checking the account, if he did take some money out at one stage, surely isn't that suspect? Like, wouldn't the wife question him anyway, regardless? You know what I mean? Like, if he's taking 100 quid out for 100 euros, $100 out for a date, well, isn't that still something that the wife would question him on? Hey, honey, what are you doing with 100 euros? What was that for? And where's the proof that, you know? Now, fair enough, you could say, well, she can track him at this location and that location, but it still leaves a trail here. You know what I mean? Still leaves a question as in, why are you taking this money out, honey? What's going on? Like, if she's going to break his balls over this, well, why wouldn't she break his balls over taking 100 quid or this or that? Or because, in fact, to be honest, if you think about it, it probably raises more questions. Honey, why are you taking cash out when most of us people use card these days? Do you see where I'm going with this? Like, if I had a wife, which I'm single, but if I had a wife, and if she took out cash right now, I'd be wondering, why the fuck? Where were you, honey? Like, really? Are you serious? You take cash? Like, I've even spoke to some of my friends. We went for a coffee one day, and I was like, jeez, man, you got... And, like, my buddy had 50 euros in his wallet, okay? He opens up the wallet right in front of me, so I just saw the 50 and I went, jeez, man, do you carry that much cash around with you anymore these days? And he went, yeah, sure, look, just why not, just in case. I went, all right, fair enough. But like, it came into my head to question him. I was like, are you serious? Are you back in the fucking Stone Age here, man? Like, what's going on with you? Do you know what I mean? It still brings up a question. If everybody's so used to paying card, why are you taking out cash? I think either way, it brings up a lot of questions. And even if they're not suspicious questions, you're still going, Jesus, honey, are you serious? You took out cash? Why are you going through the effort of doing that? So, now, don't get me wrong. I think there's some idiot men that haven't thought this through, what I just said. And I definitely think that, you know, guys would still take out cash because they don't want to show what bar they're in or this or that. But like, I don't know, guys. Like, anybody on TikTok, what do you reckon? If anybody's watching here, okay, see people online. Do you think that men pay cash? Sorry, let me rephrase that. If a married man's going on a date, a secret date, let's say, well, firstly, he's an idiot for going to the local bar anyway. Secondly, is he going to be using cash? And doesn't it raise a question anyway? If his wife's going to be checking the account, wouldn't she question it about that? Wouldn't she wonder, well, why is he taking out cash? What's the point? It takes effort to take out cash now these days. Like to hear opinions on TikTok here, please. In fact, I think the connection's a bit screwed here on TikTok, so you'll have to... I hope I'm getting them. Okay, here we go. Here are some of the comments coming in. Kim, God, I'm so naive. Wouldn't even question a man being married. You know what? I wouldn't either, and it's funny because I didn't question that video yesterday. But then when a woman said, oh, only married men paid cash, then I went, hang on a second. And I was thinking about it last night. I went, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would a guy do that? For me, it brings up way too many questions if you pay cash, right? And you don't use your card. But if you know what I mean. Some other person, God, that makes sense. Wouldn't even have thought of someone using cash. Yeah, me neither. Michael, hi Peter. How's it going, guys? So we're just recording a podcast here as well, guys. And check it out, the Peter Walsh Show podcast. Hope you're listening to it every day. But yeah, guys, it's you know, it's funny. I'm doing like an updated dating stats right at the moment. I'm trying to help you guys find out where the problems exist in relationships and dating right now at the moment. And about 2 or 3 months ago, I did a podcast on all my research, basically. And 2 or 3 months ago, I was steering to the direction that a lot of relationship and dating problems right now is, first of all, if you get a date, and a lot of reasons why they break down is because people are jumping to conclusions. Now, I'm not wrong on that because the amount of emails I get that people are just jumping to the wrong fucking answer. And the problem is people aren't fucking talking. And here's the other problem, what I've noticed too. You've gone on 1 or 2, 3 dates with somebody. And if you're thinking something bad, let's say we all jump to a bad conclusion about someone, all right? That's fair enough. We can all do that, including me. I've done that, right? But then you kind of say, well, hang on, look, Peter, I don't know the girl. Maybe I'm taking her wrong here. But the worst thing is happening. People aren't asking the other person, hey, listen, what did you mean by that? Because a lot of us, not everyone, a lot of us are afraid to ask in case we look like a psycho, right? Well, the thing is, you're not asking. I mean, you could ask in a friendly way. I mean, do you know what I mean? I've done that, I don't know, hundreds of times with a friend, family member, a date, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, I've asked that so many times. And then some people go, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, well, no, I don't mean it that way. And you know what? To hell with somebody if they take it the wrong way. Because you know what's going to happen? If you take it the wrong fucking way without asking them, guess what? It's fucked anyway. You're doomed. So either way, you might as well run the risk of just asking and seeing what's happening. And chances are, if they actually respond in a really, what do you mean fucking blah, 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 right? And if you genuinely believe you're being calm, maybe you're right in exactly what you thought about them. Maybe they're jumping to a conclusion because they're feeling fucking guilty and they know exactly what they're fucking doing. You know what I mean? So anyway, the jumping to conclusions is definitely a big one at the moment. No doubt about it, guys, for those watching on TikTok. Just checking some of the messages here. Texting can be taken the wrong way. I read too much into text. Well, hey, Michelle, we've all done that. And again, and I honestly believe that's why we need to ask the person. We need to ask the person, you know? Again, it depends on how big of a deal it is, right? Like, can you just brush it off? Whatever, it's no big deal. Geraldine, don't give the benefit of the doubt. Gut feelings are rarely wrong. Geraldine, okay, now that's interesting. Don't give the benefit of the doubt. Geraldine, can I ask you why? Gut feelings are rarely wrong. See, I would agree with that, but you know what? Maybe our gut feelings... This is an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Now, I do actually agree with you, and I don't agree with you. And maybe I'm being hypocritical here, right? What I mean is, I believe that we should give somebody the benefit of the doubt. If we don't, if we think something's wrong, like our gut is speaking to us, which you're right, then I do think that, you know what? There's always a chance we're fucking wrong. You know? Now, I do believe in saying that a red flag can be a big thing too, where if you're not feeling comfortable around a person, well then the relationship is fucked. So like, let's say, example now, I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody here, right? Let's say Peter's a complete goddamn fucking psycho, okay? Which maybe I am. But let's say I am in a relationship. And a girl doesn't see it yet, but then the girl's asking me, hey, what do you think of that, Peter? Blah, blah, blah. Right? But she's kind of getting a feeling that Peter's a bit off here, right? Let's say. Okay? Now, maybe I'm putting on a great act, but maybe she's right to go with her feeling, or maybe she's right to question me and say, hey, Peter, what do you think, or what are you getting at with this? What you're talking about here? And then that's fair enough. At least she's giving it a chance. But then if she still feels that Peter's a psycho, maybe she's absolutely right, Peter's a psycho. Or maybe the girl's a bit of a psycho, Peter's completely normal, but Peter doesn't feel right around her, she doesn't feel right around Peter, and then things are still fucked. But like, the point is this, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but like, maybe Peter's the normal one, and maybe there's something wrong with the girl, right? But even the point is this, the girl should still not be around Peter. Peter's still a red flag. Even though Peter, it could be the nicest guy in the fucking world, or she could be the best girl ever in the world for a relationship. If you're not feeling right around the person, that's your red flag. Even if they're the most normal person in the world, if you're not right around that person, it's fucked, don't you think? That's what I would say. So anyway, back to my real point here, because I think jumping to conclusions is a huge one right now. And look, hey, we all still have our moments, I still think, after coronavirus. I genuinely do, and I know maybe some of you think I'm gone completely crazy. It was a year and a half ago, but hey, there's people sitting at home remote working right now, and they haven't left their fucking house practically since coronavirus. You know, they're still in coronavirus mode. We only went into remote working because of coronavirus. You know? I would say right now, remote working seems to be the number one issue with people right now for the dating world. A few months ago, I was thinking it was people jumping to conclusions. I still, that's still on the cards, but I genuinely think that the remote working is fucking things a lot up for people. And here's the problem, you see, is that I'm out of remote working, thank God. I'll hope to God, never, touch wood, never work from home again, right? In a remote coronavirus scenario, please God. And I'm out of that, and I feel okay, but I still have my lazy moments. Like, I've gone on some dates, but it's very, very hard to get a date right now. Very hard to get a date right now. And you can see it. I mean, you can see so many people right now. And I've had this problem. So many other people have had this problem. You're chatting onto somebody on Tinder, or you meet a girl in a bar, you meet a guy in a bar, and you're chatting away on WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever the fuck on messages. Everything's going really, really cool. You're chatting away for about 5 or 6 days, non-stop back and forth messages. Oh my God, this is so good. Then all of a sudden it comes to the moment you meet up. You meet up, bang, other person gone. This is happening a hell of a lot. Now, okay, you can obviously blame it that, well, obviously the one person didn't like the other, right? Okay? But then and that can be true. But then there's people are meant to meet, and then all of a sudden they disappear as well. Then there's people going on 2 or 3 dates and they disappear. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, you can say, well, hey, they just didn't like them, but it's the same pattern, whether it's just before a date, just after a first date, just after 3 or 4 dates, the person blanks the other person. So like, I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here. Like, I mean, that's a fucking cruel thing to have, guys. If you're not into somebody, you just fucking tell them. You know? Fucking put them out of their misery. Maybe they're sitting at home thinking about you. You know? Maybe they are. Wouldn't you rather get a bullet to the head than 5 to the chest and bleed to death? I'd rather get a bullet to the head. I'm sure everybody else would too. You know? Let it over, done, bang. It's it. And just let's check some TikTok comments here. Keep talking, folks. Ask about what's bothering you. It's the only way. Exactly. Ask about what's bothering you. Yeah. If I'm reading you right. Somebody says, don't chat for 5 days. Meet after one conversation. Don't chat for 5 days. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Like, I get it. I mean, you see, it depends here, user. That's a good statement you brought up, right? I think that's very interesting, because this is a good thing to talk about. When do you go on the date? When you talk to somebody on Tinder, Bumble, or guys, check out my Facebook groups that I've set up as well, the dating groups. I'll go through that in a few minutes, but there's quite some good success stories on there, and the beautiful thing is there's no algorithm working against you. You go straight to the top of the group if you post, so everybody gets a chance to see you. It's good. So don't chat for 5 days, meet after one conversation. Now, what's a conversation? As in, if you match with somebody on a dating app today, is it 3 or 4 hours of back and forth chat? Is it, you know what I mean? Or is it one conversation spilt into 2 or 3 days? See, it depends. I think you just got to feel it out. You can't overthink that, you know? I don't want to get into overthinking this shit now too much. I think you just can't try and overthink it. Don't chat for 5 days. Well, I mean, that's an interesting one too. I went for, I'd say about 6 or 7 days chatting to one girl, simply because actually she had a busy work schedule, I had a busy work schedule, so it was just the way it was. So, you know, you never know. Back to the Future, that's right, baby. Back to the Future, one of the greatest shows of all time. Okay, let's have a couple of more things here. Kim, I think Corona has left us able to have keyboard conversations, but meeting somebody is possibly harder. Keyboard conversations, that's a good one. That's a very good one. You're right. Keyboard conversations, it's just easy. You're just sitting there, and then we've all the intention of meeting somebody, but then when it really comes down to it, we don't. You know, I think hopefully that's what you're getting at. User, talking too much builds it up in your head, so best to meet immediately after a good conversation. Well, again, another interesting statement, because what if the girl thinks it's too soon? What if the guy thinks it's too soon? It's like, whoa, Jesus Christ, this girl's jumping in too fast, or this guy's jumping in too fast. You know? Because I've seen that too. And to be honest, I think it actually favors, not favors women, but it actually goes against men, actually, I think, more than anything. I think that sometimes if a man jumps in a bit too quick, the girl kind of goes, whoa, all right, easy, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? Lena, we're all doomed to be single forever. No, I think, you know what the positive thing I think here is? What goes up goes down. What goes down goes up. What goes left goes right. Right to left. North, south, east, west, black, white, day, night. I genuinely actually think it's going to go the complete opposite way. I think it's going to be feast or famine. I honestly think that. I think it's going to be not an orgy party coming up, guys. I'm not saying that. But I think once people get out there again, it's going to be a madhouse. An absolute fucking madhouse. I genuinely believe that. What goes up goes down, what goes down goes up. You know? Here's another conversation here, another message. Yeah, but keep the meeting casual. A quick drink or coffee. Guys, I'm sorry, the TikTok connection, this might be a bit doomed here. Apologies if it is. A quick drink or coffee, you need to see in person to really know. User, yeah, well, I understand that. I mean, hey, why fuck around? You know, I get that. I just think that women would just have you know, not a guy jumping in the first half an hour of talking to a guy on Tinder, and I understand that totally from a woman's point of view, 100%. User, I'm a woman. Well, hey, I like your spirit. You know, you're not fucking around. I like that. Maybe some women should be more like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some women just take it nice and easy for a little bit. But I like that. You know, you've no time for bullshit. That's good. And I don't like my time wasted. Understandably so. Can I ask how old you are, user, if you don't mind? Now, look, there's no photo of you here. Obviously, there's no name, so, you know, no one's going to know who you are, and I won't ask who you are. Lena, best not to overthink it. Just go with it. Yeah, fair enough. But I tell you, girls, coming from a man's point of view here, I've seen that, where I've got to that stage where, oh, look, enough of this conversation bullshit. Just go straight in. Let's get this done. Come on. I know it sounds weird, but you know what I mean. Let's go for a drink, and all of a sudden, girl gone. You're like, oh my god, did I just fuck this up now? Karen, so many lads seem to just want situationships and be able to keep their options open. Now, what do you mean by a situationship, Karen? I'd like to know what you think. And user 38, I like your user 38 user. I like your style. No fucking around. No beating around the bush. That sounds good to me. So these are interesting comments coming out here, guys. Situationships. In fact, you know what? I'm going to look that up here in case there might be a delay in the TikTok now, guys, for the answer to come back. I just want to make sure. I've heard of this before, but I just want to double check here. Let's see. Less than a relationship. Let me just split the screen here with you there, guys, if you're watching on YouTube. Okay, situationship. Less than a relationship, but more than a casual encounter or booty call. So it's a booty call. But more than a casual encounter or booty call. Situationships refer to a romantic relationship that remains undefined. A situationship is that space between a committed relationship and something that is more than a friendship. So what, you're kind of like boyfriend, girlfriend for a day or two, and then you're back to being normal and single? Is that what we're talking about here? You know? I think a lot of guys my age, here more comments, I think a lot of guys my age aren't ready for let's have a look, for a relationship. They've never had a serious relationship. What, at 38? Jesus. Well, that's weird. Liam Cotter, any email correspondence coming in, Peter? Liam, I don't know what you mean, sir, about email. If you can just explain, please. Karen, all the benefits of a relationship, but not a relationship, and be able to see others on the side. So it's a fucking booty call. Where is this situationship thing is coming in? Is this whole gender pronoun horse shit coming in here now? Don't, please. If it's a booty call, it's a booty call. Alright, there's no new word for this one. Christ. Here we go. Think so many guys my age don't know how to have a proper relationship. I wouldn't say that, user. I wouldn't say that. I think there's plenty of guys looking for a relationship. In fact, I know quite a few guys that would love one. Liam, the emails asking for advice, they're quite entertaining. Oh yeah, getting emails all the time. They're quite entertaining, yeah. Some of them I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? Even the one this morning about the girl doing a number 2 in her pants on a first date. I don't know if that's true or not, but Jesus, man, what's going on here? I think a situationship feels like it might evolve, but never does. Karen, exactly, that's exactly it. It's really heartbreaking. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, while we keep, hopefully there's more comments coming in. There might be a delay on the TikTok, but so anybody that's listening on YouTube or the podcast or TikTok here, so if you are single, okay, I can try and help, and I've been helping out quite a few people already at the moment. There's 5 Facebook groups that I've created, and they're called Old School Dating. Now there's one, Old School Dating age 20 to 28, Old School Dating age 28 to 35, Old School Dating age 35 to 45, Old School Dating age 45 to 55, and Old School Dating age 55 plus. In fact, let me try and get them up here on the screen for you here now, guys and girls. If you're listening on the podcast, or I'll call them out again. So it's Old School Dating age 20 to 28, Old School Dating age 28 to 35, Old School Dating age 35 to 45, Old School Dating age 45 to 55, Old School Dating age 55 plus. Now, they're private groups, ladies and gents, so none of your family members or none of your friends or no other strangers that are outside the group, none of them will see anything that you post in the group. Now, the good advantage of the groups, there's been, I think, over 30 success stories right now, which is fantastic to hear. And these are the only ones that I've heard of, so it's fantastic. There's definitely more. The great thing about it, everybody gets a fair chance to crack at the whip. So in other words, if you do post a photo or a video in the group, you go straight to the top of the page. Okay? Straight to the top. So imagine being on Tinder again, and you go on today and you go straight to the pile. Everybody would see you. Now, obviously, I don't have millions of followers on my groups yet, but, you know, we've got a couple of thousand, all right, which is promising. And it's building every single day, which is fantastic to hear. So, guys, if you do post in the group, I would definitely suggest you go to a video intro of yourself. Now, I know some people don't like that, but guys, trust me, I've seen this so many times over and over again that video messages, an introduction, goes so much further than a photo. It really, truly does. Video intro of yourself. Hey, my name is Peter, I'm from Cork, and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Hope to hear to talk to some girls here. Thanks. Something like that, whatever the fuck you want to say. But that's the way I would go with that, right? And it works. Guys, it does help. I mean, I've seen a couple of guys, especially guys, have gone for it now. And I've seen a few guys now that, in fact, sorry guys, 1 second now. If you're watching the, here we go. Okay. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm just going to split the screen here with you. So guys, look, you can see here, Old School Dating age 20 to 28. Okay. Let me just go back a small bit. And who's this guy? Don't know this guy. Okay. Just going to go back to the main menu. So here we go. Old School Dating age 20 to 28. 28 to 35. There's 35 to 45. 45 to 55 and 55 plus. All right. So guys, make sure video intro works about 10 times better than a normal photo introduction of yourself. 10 times better. Now, there's quite a few people that are in there. They're complaining, there's no one in here, there's no... But you're not putting yourself out there. You're just sitting on the sidelines and you're not doing anything. So go on to it. Put yourself out there. And there's one guy actually talking about getting married right now. And there was one day people were complaining. I put up a kind of a get off your fucking ass, everybody, and get out and talk to people. This guy heard my my sergeant drilled to him and everybody in the group. Okay, I wasn't taking any fucking shit. He went and he did a video intro of himself. He started dancing. He said, oh, I'll go out there. He didn't do a TikTok dance now or any of that crap. But he kind of did a funny one, right? And it captured the attention of a lady. She loved it. It had balls. They chatted. They're going out with each other. And they're now talking about getting married. This is no joke. This is no joke. The guy even sent me an email. And he said, Peter, you can take a screenshot of this. Put it in the group. And I did. And he even emailed me there a few weeks ago. God bless the guy. I love him to bits, and I'm hopefully that he can he'll have a great time with her and she'll have a great time with him. And it's a great feeling. It really is. It's brilliant. And it's great to see. And so guys, let me see. Other thing about the groups. Bullying and harassment in the group are scammers. Now, there's a lot of people. This is like being a bouncer in the door, guys. I have to approve or decline people coming in the door. Myself and my buddy here. We have to approve or decline you. We're like bouncers. Some people, though, it's easier to hide their scam. So, in other words, there's been a few scammers now that have come up. They look squeaky clean. We can only see a certain amount of information from them and photos. They look squeaky clean. We say, okay. Now, if you find somebody that's screwing around and a scammer, report them to us. Tell us. And we're better than Tinders and the Bumbles because look, in fairness to Tinders and Bumbles, they've got millions of users around the world. We don't. So we can afford to have a little bit of time every day to have a look through at people who've been reported, and we can check them out and we can kick them out of the groups and they'll never be allowed in again. All right. So, and one last pointer as well. And we're gonna close this podcast off now in a few seconds, guys. One last pointer as well. If you are in the groups and wherever you are, now there's some foreign people that are coming into the groups from different countries, and that's okay. And I'll tell you why, guys. Because there's some people that are living in London, let's say, who are moving to Galway. There's some people that are living in Galway who are moving to fucking Scotland, Edinburgh. Right? So they'll like to meet somebody. What I would suggest you do is this. If you do a photo intro or a video intro of yourself, write out whatever you're going to do. Even if it's a video, write out some text. And at the end of the text part, put in hashtag and your location. So in other words, example, I'm in Cork City. Hi, my name is Peter, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of it, I'm going to type in hashtag Cork City. Now, why am I doing this? If anybody is coming to Cork City, or if they live in Cork City, they can go into the groups, do a search on the group, and just type in at the top, hashtag Cork City, and it will bring every single post that Peter's tagged himself in or anybody else has tagged themselves in. You'll be able to see who's in your location. So again, it's the same thing if I go to London. Hashtag, if I'm going to London, let's say to live, right? I'm going to go into the Facebook group, put in literally hashtag London at the top of the group, and then I'll be able to see everybody up there. So that's the added advantage of adding a hashtag at the end. So we'll close this podcast off soon, guys. I'll just check some of the comments here. What happens if I'm 42 but I want a 32-year-old? Okay, well, hey, that's another fair enough question. There's no limit, guys. Look, there's some people that are in the 55 plus group who are in the younger groups or vice versa, okay? We know that some people prefer the older man or the older woman or younger man, younger woman. So there's no restriction, not at all, all right? What we care about is abuse, harassment, things like that, all right? And, I mean, who are we to judge if some guy or girl likes an older woman or man or younger woman or man? We can't judge that. All right, so let me see. Just checking the comments here, guys. Bear with me. Okay, there's a bit of conversation going on here. See how men are confused when it comes with women. You're joking with age. Okay. Well, I'm not, because there's plenty of people have asked me that question already. So vaccinated or unvaccinated, ye judged that. Now don't kick me for questions. Okay, maybe I'm missing something there on that one, but okay, so guys, let's round this up. So this is a live recording of my podcast, Peter Walsh Show podcast, Spotify, Apple, Google, YouTube. If you don't listen to it, I'll kill ye. And guys, thanks for watching on TikTok. And this podcast will probably be up and running live next week. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in on TikTok, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Peter.
Wow.